Baby boomers. Why don't millennials just work 2 jobs? Minimum wage jobs. Okay, so we need at least 4 full days of availability, must work holidays, can't request a set schedule, must work weekends, and you will never know what day or what time you are gonna work until the schedule comes out. Millennials. So, we'll get the schedule 2 weeks in advance, right? Minimum wage job. Millennials. So when will we get it? Minimum wage job. It's a surprise. Hi Gramps. I'm in my Italian 101 class right now until 7. I'm glad you got my letter, and I excitedly await your response. Is texting hard? My dear, only life is hard. My grandpa texted for the first time in his life today, and he spit straight wisdom out of the keyboard. Till that a cat once co-authored a physics paper. In 1975, a physicist had just finished writing a paper and was ready to publish, but realized that he had used we instead of I throughout, despite being the sole author. Not wanting to edit the paper, he listed his cat, Chester, as a co-author. This is a cat, by the way. My boyfriend has many interesting stories and observations from his new job as a 911 operator. My favorite is how meandering people are, even in the midst of a terrible emergency. They respond to what is the emergency with well, the thing is, for weeks ago. And then he's like, what is the emergency right now? And they're like, so what happened this morning was, I said to my wife, I said, what is currently happening at this moment? Oh, I'm having a heart attack. My second favorite is how specific he has to get sometimes. Like, what is your emergency? I'm sitting in a pool of blood. Is it your blood? Yes, I think so. Do you know where it's coming from? Probably the stab wound. Have you been stabbed? Oh yeah, definitely. In all fairness, shock is a hell of a drug. Till Thomas Edison would give potential employees a bowl of soup during the interview. If they salted or peppered the soup before tasting it, they wouldn't get the job. This was to test whether the employees had analytical minds and didn't make assumptions. Thomas Edison was also a huge V. Brownish may be an uncelebrated eye color, but on the bright side, they turn yellow in sunlight. Can you please stop being a fanfiction character? For one day, I'm begging you. And they turn violet when I'm sad, and play bagpipe music from tiny speakers when I'm horny. I went to a party once, and everyone was supposed to pitch in some money to buy Adderall. I had never tried, or even heard of it, but I was young and stupid, so I gave them 20 bucks. Later on, after we all took it, everybody was going crazy and having a good time, and I was just sitting on the couch quietly, so I googled Adderall on my phone and learned that it's used to treat ADHD. I have ADHD. I paid $20 to calm down. United States Department of Defense, 2.86 million. People's Liberation Army, 2.52 million. Walmart, 2.3 million. Walmart might have the resources to execute its own military-backed coup and overthrow the United States government. Stop making libertarians horny. Peter and Wade are fighting side by side, and when Peter runs out of web fluid, he grabs a gun off Wade's belt, and Wade has this transcendent moment of I'm going to watch Spider-Man shoot my gun at a real live bad guy. But Peter just fking throws it at a bad guy's face and knocks him out cold. The impact causes the gun to go off and shoot Wade in the PP. Spider-Man spends the next several minutes frantically apologizing, while Cable laughs his ass off for the first time in years. Pretty sure I've read this comic. Please, OMG, just a quick doodle or something even. I'm sorry Cable looks like that. Don't you dare apologize for perfection. I love all 5 of my followers to be honest. 5 notes. The gang's all here. Nerd and loser were like hard-hitting insults in the early 2000s, and now they are used as affectionate terms. We have truly come full circle. Sorry, but no, we did a 180. A full circle would mean we went back to them as insults. Nerd. I love the Sanders gang. Bernie, who wants to fix the country. Thomas, who makes us laugh and smile. Colonel, who makes some damn nice chicken. The Father, the Son and the finger-licking spirit. Anyways, here's Wonderwall. Why is your ukulele so big? I feed it well. Every time someone starts telling that they want to supplement their body with computer parts, I'm just like, okay, great, but don't cry to me when your memories of loved ones or your ability to run are locked behind paywalls. Anybody who needs regular medication to survive will tell you our ability to live is already locked behind a paywall, and we don't get any cool cyberpunk in exchange. The problem isn't replacement parts, the problem is capitalism. Oh, to be a handsome young Navy man in 1930, with curly hair and dirt on my nose, on my break from hauling cargo from the shipyard, reading a little blue book titled Homosexual Life that I bought for 5 cents, pretending not to notice the banker's son eyeing me in a truly sinful way. Some of these are getting so specific that I'm not convinced you ain't just describing your past lives in some weird misconnections Forks Tumblr meme. Insert your card into the chip reader. Put it in. Hurry up. Just fking put the card in the chip reader. Now leave it. Leave it. Do not even look at it. Leave it alone, you hole. Leave your card in the chip reader. Keep it in. If you take it, I swear I will. Take it out. Remove your card right now. Take your card out. Take it out of the chip reader. Take it back. Take it back. Take your card back and get out. And never come back. F you, F you, F you. I love living in the future with advanced technology. It's so great how I can just press a button on a machine and it will splatter hot fresh coffee outwards at a horizontal angle onto my uniform, completely missing my cup. It saves me the convenience of spilling it on myself through human error. Douglas Adams Ghost wrote this. I hate all those too edgy for me theories about kids shows. Like Angelica dreaming up the Rugrats, or the Ed, and Eddie children being ghosts, or literally anything that takes a light-hearted and fun kids show and has to turn it into some tragic take of rape or murder, or misinformed mental illness. So you know what? From now on I'm gonna do the exact opposite. Every cool grimdark show is now because of a bunch of children. To get us started, Game of Thrones, a middle school D&D campaign with the most angry, vindictive DM who has promised to kill everyone's player characters and their family by the end. The Walking Dead is actually a bunch of kids playing zombie apocalypse in their neighborhood, and every time someone dies, it's because their parents called them home for supper. Breaking Bad is actually just a fanfic the students in Mr. White's class write about him, because no one has any idea what he does with his free time and the running jokes about it got wildly out of hand. My paraplegic friend said to me once in high school, I don't get why people get so weird around people in wheelchairs. I'm just a dude sitting down, and the only response I could come up with was sitting down and moving, like some sort of witch. Lady Gaga. What's Fortnite? Ninja. Call me on the telephone. I'll give you a million reasons to play. You and I. Lady Gaga. Who are you? Bruh moment. Yesterday I learned about a mythical creature called a squonk that lives in the hemlock forests of Pennsylvania and is so ashamed of how it looks that it spends 80% of its time crying, only comes out at night, and if you corner it, it will literally physically dissolve into a puddle of its own tears until you go away. And if that's not the most relatable thing I've ever heard. IDK what is? Great, people are talking about me now. My roommates are mad at me cause I told them the Blair Witch Project wasn't scary before we saw it together, but I literally cannot watch the Blair Witch Project without thinking of the funniest image ever conceived. Aka Shaggy from Scooby-Doo facing the wall like the end of the Blair Witch Project. Second-hand embarrassment is pure agony, and I wish a lot of comedy didn't rely on it. I cannot deal with it. I have to literally leave the room. It's a sign of being extremely empathetic. Thanks. I hate it. How do I uninstall?